Hi guys, so in the previous video, we were able to run our project inside the Linux operating system. Now the next obvious step for us is how we can build that particular feature that we saw in self-driving car that we ran in the main branch by ourselves from scratch. For this reason, I created a separate branch from the main branch that is named as the live branch. This particular branch will be explicitly made so that we can build each of the feature of the self-driving car from scratch. Now if you navigate towards the GitHub repository, where we will click the main branch and navigate towards the live branch. Once the live branch has been opened, then we need to click on commits and then navigate to the commit which is named as base level, no feature yet. Clicking on it and then clicking on browse files will navigate towards this repository at this point in time. Then when you have opened this particular repository in this base level commit of the live branch, then all I want you to do is simply clone this repository by clicking on code and git clone this particular link. Then once you have cloned this repository, then you need to build this repository on your local operating system by following the method that we mentioned in the previous video. Then once you have built this repository, then what you will get as a result is this particular file and folders as a result. The file of ROS2, STC, VENV is the virtual environment of the Python that has been created once we build this repository. Apart from this, 3 other files are also present that are build, install, and log. These 3 files are created when the Qualcomm build system builds this particular project. So once we have built this project, the next step for us is to test this project out by opening the terminal right here, activating the Python environment here by writing source, name of the environment, navigating to bin, navigating to activate, pressing enter. And once you have activated the environment, the next step is to simply launch the simulation by saying ROS2 launch, name of the package, and then name of the simulation. Pressing enter starts the simulation. Then once the simulation has ran, you will see that the car is standing just before a turn, which is the first target or the first obstacle that the car needs to navigate from. Now, once we have started the simulation, we open a new terminal, activate the Python environment once more. Then we simply ROS2 run, name of the package, and then computer vision node. Then once the computer vision node has run, what you will notice is that there is a major difference when we ran this particular project or this particular branch and the main branch. In the main branch, our car was navigating through the roads and the different obstacles that were set in this path. But in this particular case, we are only displayed with what the car is seeing at this moment. The reason for this is obvious because this branch and this particular commit of this branch has no feature of the self-driving car being incorporated. So at the moment, the car is doing nothing. It's just staying at its place and it's just displaying what it's seeing in front of it. So if you want to get a better idea of what's happening behind the hood, we open this particular repository inside an IDE. And once we open it inside an IDE, which is a Visual Studio Code, we navigate to the self-driving car package. Inside the self-driving car package, you will notice that the detection folder and the driveboard.py and the control system no longer exist. The reason for this is obvious because we have not built those features as of yet. So at the moment, the only thing that we have that is of our concern is this computer vision node.py. This is the py file that runs when we run the computer vision node. So if we look around this particular file, you will notice that the data that we'll see from the camera is being processed into the CV2 format by this function of image message to CV2, which converts it into the CV2 format and stores it inside a variable that is a frame variable. Then once we have it inside the frame variable, we can simply display it as we have displayed right here to the user, which we were seeing when we ran this project, that we were seeing what the car was seeing through the camera mounted on top of it. Apart from this, the angle and the speed of the car has been set to 0 and 0, which is the reason that the car was not moving and it was aligned straight towards the road. So this is the base setup that I want you to have once we start coding for each of the features of the self-driving car. Now reviewing the steps that we need to do so that we can code each of the features of the self-driving car, the first step is to clone the repository from the base level commit of the live branch. Then we have cloned it. The next step is to build it using the same method that we discussed in the previous video. Then once we build that particular repository, the next step is to test that repository out by running it. Then we look at the hood, what is happening behind the wheel when we run the computer vision node using the ROS2 run. Then we can build each of the features that we desire for our self-driving car. So happy coding.